Okay, so this is the beginning of part 3. And I want you to come up here and click on the split. And in the split, again, we're editing is the XML file, the activity_main. And this is the actual image this is these files right here. Can you all see that? I'm going to zoom in this section for you to see with what I'm looking for with it, especially find the text where it says hello world. There's two ways you could change this. One is in the code, or the other one is in the actual attribute section with it. But in this case, we're going to actually change something that we can actually take a look at and give it a kind of like a motto for the college with it. And one of the things that we're going to use in the motto of the college, I don't know if you remember the Dallas College motto is the text is it's inside of this right here. I'm going to change the Android :text equal to in quotation. The text says education. That works. Okay, so with that, all right. So, but you see this font is kind of small, right? So I like for you to place your cursor to the right of that right quotation mark and hit enter. And then I want you to, we're going to actually do text, and you notice what's called the IntelliSense drops down, does this for you, and you can pick text size, okay, and click on it, and you put in the size that you want this thing to be. So I want to do 32. See what it looks like, okay? So that looks kind of big compared to the logo, but however, if that's what suits your horn with, that's fine. And if you place your cursor to the right of that quotation, hit enter again for me, and you could do style, type text, style, and you could click on the word style, and you could say bold. Click on bold. All this is the IntelliSense it does, and it helps you to actually understand and where it actually works with it. So it helps your coding. It just helps you to avoid syntax errors with it as well. So in here, this is what we just changed some coding, just very, very light coding with it. Just since I have you on this is what's called the XML language with it. And if you notice, this is the actual tag itself, what's called the XML tag. Text view is the actual object with this, and you could actually go in and give it each of the attributes and values. Anything that's equal to is a value. Anything that's to the left of that's called an attribute. All right, and these are elements of, it's like HTML. You call these elements with it as well. So you have your file declaration. You have the pre-processor file that you load in, and everything else is under this particular format with it. So once you've done this, like anything else with it, right, you need to save it. Make sure you do File, Save All for me with it. So I'm going to save this. Let me jump back out and zoom back out. We're going to open this file in our Android virtual emulator with it, and I want us to see this in the actual emulator takes place with it. So I'm going to pause the computer and continue with the next part here. So this is, I backed out, zoom out, see what we're going to do about it right now with it. So I would like for you to come in, and we're going to run this in different emulators with it as well. So if you can please open up the tools and come down to the AVD Manager, click on it. And one of the emulators I would like for you to add is, if you can please click on the Create Virtual Device for me, and click on Phone. The device I would like for you to use this to get 100% out of this is that it's a Pixel 3 XL. This one right here. I already did it. It's already installed up here with it. But I want you to click on Pixel 3 XL. Pixel 3 XL. It's this one right here. Okay. Once you've done that, it should take you to this screen right here. You click on one of the downloads. I downloaded the R version already. Okay. You need to click on the download word right here to install it. So just click on the R version that's downloadable with it. Once you've done that, you have this right now. Now, here's what I want to do is the first time doing this is to show you that it's not going to come up with it. well, not supposed to, because there's some errors in here and syntax errors in here. I want to show you how to troubleshoot that to actually bring up the emulator with it as well. So I'd like for you to I'm going to stop right here for a moment. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on some of the things we talk about in here. Okay, all right, hold on. So I'm looking at the Android Virtual Device Manager right now, and I've selected the Pixel 3 XL API 30. And I'm going to come over to the action. I'm going to click on this play button right here. All right, and you notice that it opens up. It does open up the emulator with it. Just let it run for a second with it. It takes time. Be patient. I mean, there's 3 variables to this right now. Is 1. Your bandwidth that you are downloading, 2, your processor, how fast your computer is, and 3, how much RAM you have on your computer. So I have a really powerful computer, but it's still running. Okay, so I'm going to pause the recording while it's connecting to the emulator over here. If you click on it and it says connect to the emulator, this is a good time to actually just go to the refrigerator and find yourself a nice cold drink right now. All right. So just bear with me on this one right here, how this thing is installed. All right, so we're back. Takes about a few seconds with it, but you notice that your emulator didn't show what you're supposed to have here, right? And that's where I'm going to talk to you about, is that there are some glitches in the code and in the things that we have done. All right. So if you come down here to the bottom left over here, hang on, and you open up the word problems. You see this right here, the word problems right here. All right. Let me zoom in on this. Hold on. So here's what I'm talking about with this. Well, you see this first line where it says dimension value 32 must be specified a unit such as DP. So click on it. This will tell you where your errors are. So if you I went in earlier. I purposely gave it a value of 32, but it wants a particular unit after it. So in my case, line 14, Android : Texas size, I purposely put in there 32, so I have this error. And once you clear this error out, it wants a unit after it, but that's not the right unit. I'll give you a second on that, but that's okay. That's the size it wants it, because I'm doing exactly what it tells you to do, right? So line 14, that's okay. And then the next line it tells you is, if you click on the next one, is line 13. It says it should be used as a string. That's okay. Education, that works. We're going to hard code it. That's what we call it. And leave that alone with it. Don't change anything on that one. The last one says missing content description attribute on image 23. So click on that one. Here it is right here. All right. So if you see at this stage right now, you haven't given a description on this. This is what it's looking for. You need some sort of description, like an alt tag and all that stuff with it as well. Okay, that's fine. You can actually go in right now in this one and give a description if you want to. That's line 23. Let me come in here. Let me give it the word description, content, the Android content description. And I can give it some text like logo. How about color? Red and blue logo, something like that. Okay, letter D logo. Let's just do red and blue letter D. Okay, so something along this line, and so it makes it happy. That's okay, right? Again, come up to the file, do file, save all with this, and I like for you to clear this in a second. It should be clear. Once you have all these things done, it should be able to clear it in a second here. Hold on a second. One more thing. You see this light bulb up here? It says if you come back down and you said, just select, because we're hard coding this thing, so we're going to suppress it and allow it to actually to do hard code text with it as well. That's okay. We can actually give that with it. Come on over here, and you notice that's gone. Use SP instead of DP. So I purposely accidentally gave it a DP as dot per pixel, and the correct unit size for text size is actually SP. All right. So that was the error with it. It didn't like it. So make sure, and you notice that you change that. It's happy. That logo goes away. Hard coding the string with it as well with it. So that's fine. Let's click on that, and we're gonna suppress it. It still doesn't like it. Let's see here. Extract as a string source. No, we don't want that. Okay, so we're getting rid of all the problems. It's eliminated on this thing right now. So it's going to probably take several iterations with this. I just closed out some of the emulators in there. Open up your AVD manager, and I'm going to open this up again with it. I'm going to use the Pixel 3 XL API 30. Click on that play button with it. Give it a second. If you get that, just click OK. Okay. So a lot of times when you get it gets kind of glitchy like this with it, the best thing is to make sure you save everything you have, save all, and I recommend you exit out of. Let's before we do that. Okay, so let me try this again. It does this. It gets hang up, and this is what you have to put up with from time to time with it. I'm going to do the Pixel 3 XL. Click on it. Give it a second. I'm going to pause the recording right here. It's loading it right now. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's loading the file with it because I have so much cache on this thing. It's catching in the memory with it. So I'm going to shut the computer, not shut off. I'm going to exit the application and go back into it one more time. Okay, so.